Welcome to part 4 in our ceramic identity box series. In this step, we tidy things up a bit before adding our final decoration. Now that the box has been built and our lid's been cut, it's time to focus a little on our craftsmanship. I'm going to focus first on cleaning up the area of the box that we just cut, the opening in the lid, and I'm going to be using a cleanup tool to smooth over all of the surface of the area we cut, to remove any of the burrs and make sure that everything is pretty much smoothed out to fit nice and firmly and cleanly together. So I'm not really cutting the surface of the box here, rather I'm using the tool to smooth out and blend together the clay. Now that the lid is off the box, I'm turning my attention to the inside, and I'm using the flat end of a knife in order to smooth out any of the slip that was spilling out from the seams, and just making sure that all the seams where they meet up are nice and smooth and clean. And I'm also going back over again with a rib tool to kind of smooth out the surface as well. Now I'm going back over the edge of my box to remove any sharp edges to make sure that I apply either a little bevel or kind of round off the edges where my top is going to meet so that it does not chip. A sharp edge is too easy to chip, so if I give it a little bevel or I round it off, the lid will fit a little bit smoother. Try to keep your work area neat as you go, so that way you have a little less work in your craftsmanship. If you keep a messy workspace, your work will end up being messy too. So now I'm turning my attention to the inside of the lid, and I'm using a rib tool to go through and clean up my seams and clean up the inside of the lid. And I'm going to use my cleanup tool to kind of go back over the lid again on the edges and make sure again that everything is nice and smooth where these seams will come together. Remove any burrs, remove any bumps, and again try to bevel or round out the edges so there's no sharp edges where the lid comes together. So before I go further, again, I'm cleaning up my workspace so that I can work cleanly and not make a mess of my work. And I'm just going to go over all my seams again one more time and all my surfaces to generally just smooth everything out and spend a little extra time making everything look nice. The craftsmanship stage is probably not the most exciting one, but in terms of creating value or spending some time on your project and just making it look nice and improving your score, this is a really good place to pick up some points and also just generally make sure that you're happy with your product. So as I'm finishing up here, I'm going back and using a sponge, rounding everything out, making sure everything's nice and smooth, and just giving everything a really nice cleanup so that all my surfaces are looking good without any imperfections. Alright, let's get a test fit and see how this lid fits. So again, take some extra time at this step in craftsmanship and make sure that you spend a little time making sure all your surfaces are nice and smooth. Make sure that your box lid fits nicely, and I think you'll be pleased with your work. Join us again on the next video so we can start to begin adding our surface decorations.